Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sonali Jara, and I would like to welcome you all to the second session of the national webinar on career awareness in legal law, organized by Youth Parliament Society, Law College Dehradun, faculty of Uttaranchal University. I would also like to welcome our guest speaker, Ms. Sukriti Singh, Chief Administrative Officer, Live Law. Honorable Dean, Law College Dehradun, and officiating Vice Chancellor, Uttaranchal University, Professor Dr. Rajesh Bhagna sir. Honorable Principal, Law College Dehradun, Professor Dr. Poonam Rawat ma'am. Honorable Chairperson, Youth Parliament Society, Dr. Rajat Sarma sir. I would also like to acknowledge President, Vice President, and members of Youth Parliament Society and welcome all the fellow attendees. Now, I humbly request Honorable Dean Sir, Law College Dehradun and officiating Vice Chancellor, Uttaranchal University, Professor Dr. Rajesh Bhagna sir, to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you, Sonali.
Thank you.
On this occasion of this national webinar on career awareness in legal law, today's keynote speaker, Ms. Shrutkirti Singh, Chief Admin Officer of Live Law, Principal of Law College Dehradun, Professor Poonam Rawat ma'am, Chairperson of Youth Parliament Society, Dr. Rajesh Sarma, President of Youth Parliament, Mr. Sahil Thakur, and its entire team, the complete office bearer of Youth Parliament Society, and of course, today's host, Sonali Sahara. Dear participants from Uttaranchal University and different universities of the country, I am taking this privilege to welcome you on the behalf of Youth Parliament Society of Law College Dehradun and the entire Uttaranchal University family. You all are welcome in this national webinar. I've been on second day of this national webinar. My dear friends, Youth Parliament Society of the College has undertaken this responsibility to organize this webinar on the career planning of our students and of course all the participants, those who are eager to plan their career in legal field. We believe that the planning for the future career of a law graduate is not such a thing which can be planned overnight. This planning is required from the very first day sometime when you join your law college. But anyhow, it is said, जब आँख खुली तभी सवेरा. So, whenever you find that now I am going to sincerely looking for a particular career or particular avenue in the field of law, you have to plan themselves accordingly. But there are certain very common things for which you are supposed to be every time well prepared. Like wherever you approach, whenever you approach, first thing is your CV. Normally, after passing out, just graduates almost all stand in same footing. All are graduate. But What is distinguished in your CV? What bring you out of the crowd? I think nothing can be other than your publication and research work. Normally, when we interview a student, we see how much research work he has. Keeping this into view, around before 6-7 years, Law College Dehradun has planned a strategy that every student in their final year has to undertake a dissertation. And that is not simply dissertation, compiling and submitting, but a complete flag check is to be done under Turnitin software, and also it should be supported with one or more research publication on that particular topic. I am very proud to say that during last 2-3 years, UG student of Law College Dehradun have published around 753 research papers. Out of these, more than 50 research papers are in Scopus Index Journal, and maximum in the UGC care list, and some are in International Journal and National Journal with ISSN numbers. Why I am sharing to this? Now, today's topic is fundamentals of legal writings. And fortunately, today we have with us Chief Admin Officers of Live Law, Ms. Sukirti Singh, and by virtue of his post or in a office she works, she is directly related with the research work. And nowadays, I must congratulate Ms. Sukirti Singh and your entire research team that by and large, Live Law is going to become integral part of every legal student and legal profession. Whenever they want to update themselves, I find everybody has that app in their mobile phone, and this is my compliment you can accept from on the behalf of Law College Dehradun, Uttaranchal University. So not taking much of the time, I expect that, or rather I will congratulate Youth Parliament Society that they have selected and arranged every speakers, those who are expert in their field, and particularly they are attached with the practical work, and they are likely to justify the topic and the need of the students. With this, I welcome you, Shruti Singh, on the behalf of Law College Dehradun, faculty of Uttaranchal University. You are most welcome here, and also in advance, I welcome you after the situation is all right and situation permits to visit Law College Dehradun, faculty of Uttaranchal University physically. You are most welcome here also. This is your own college, this is your own university. God bless you. Thank you so much. Over to Sonali.
Thank you, sir. We are overwhelmed with your kind words. Again, I'm requesting every student, every attendee to kindly mute themselves and mention their full name. Thank you. So today's session is on the topic fundamentals of legal writing. The goal of legal writing is to articulate the way people interact with the rule which governs the society in understandable and thorough manner. Expanding more knowledge about the topic, I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Ms. Sukriti Singh, Chief Administrative Officer, Live Law. She had been working with Live Law since 2013 and currently she is working as Chief Administrative Officer. She had completed her graduation from University Institute of Law, RDVV Jabalpur, and Masters from Rabindranath Tagore University. She had been skilled in Microsoft Excel, legal assistance, customer service, Microsoft Word, and legal compliance. Also, she had been associated with various national and international journals as contributing editor. Now, I would like Ms. Sukriti Singh to guide us on the topic Fundamental of Legal Writing.
A very good afternoon to all of you, and thank you so much, sir, for your overwhelming gesture and for welcoming us and inviting me to this webinar. So first of all, I began by applauding the Youth Parliamentary Society of Law College, Dehradun, who have successfully organized this event in spite of all the limitations and the hardships which we are facing due to COVID-19. And it is very essential to realize these times the importance of digital education, which not only facilitates learning, but also helps the student as well as the institute to continue the learning process, because disasters may come and go, but we should never stop. And that's what I personally believe. The theme of this webinar has been dealing with a very important topic for the law students, especially in their career, that is the career awareness. Especially in this crisis, it becomes very crucial for the students to make their career choices wisely. And in the upcoming days, as we can foresee, there would be a major change in the legal field as well. We have gone to online and digitalization. So it's very important for the law students to not only brush up their concepts, but also to develop their skills also, in which legal writing is very much relevant to all of them, as it's required in all and every facets of their field, whether you choose litigation, you choose academics, legal journalism, corporates, anything. Because it's generally the presentation of the facts in your legal arguments, in your legal drafting, in your legal writing. It's the skill which you and every one of us should know, that how to present our facts, how to do the research while you're presenting your document. So without taking much time, let's start the question and answers. So over to Sonali.
Thank you, ma'am. So my first question is that how a beginner should start legal writing?
See, students, especially the first year students, must adopt a learner's approach, as I always say that, because any of the skills cannot be acquired overnight, as I feel and I have observed as well. Initially, and this strictly applies to the freshers, I feel that the first year and the second year students, that initially they should read more, read the subject properly, and try to develop an understanding of the concepts. Then they should try to write it what they have understood out of it. Like, as being a first year student, when I was in first year, basically we were taught torts and law of contract, these basic subjects which we used to read and to make our notes by our own words. So that somewhat helps you in understanding the subject. And gradually, as you read more and more legal subjects, news, content related to law, case laws, then gradually you develop your skills as well. For example, case comment, I'll suggest every law student, whichever are interns also, to develop a habit of writing case comments, because it's a good exercise and that actually helps you in extracting facts, just chalking out what are the questions of law involved in a case and the law which is dealt with it. So from the beginning itself, I really vouch out to all the law students that they should start reading case laws, because that is somewhat a habit which is developed at a beginner stage, would help you in sailing further also, because these case laws eventually you grow, gradually develop the skill, and that helps you to not only brush up in your legal writing, but only if you go out for litigation or you choose this career as a judicial officer, so more and more case laws would be involved in it. So my approach is that as a beginner, every law student must try to be more and more more and more inclined towards the concept, and they should start with basic writing. You should not use a very flowery language, or you should go on for a very heavy words or very typical concepts, which is not easy for you in a beginner stage. So I just say that read well, read as much as you can, explore. Don't just confine to a single book. Refer 2, 3 books. There are a lot of content available on the webs. There are journals. There are news content. Like in live law, also we have a particular section, Know the Law, in which we try to just introduce those complicated subjects of law to all. So read as much as you can and try to articulate in your own words. So gradually, when this practice will develop, you will be able to write, and at a later stage, as you start reading out the law subjects, you will develop a habit of analyzing as well. So this is the process how a beginner must start, instead of directly jumping out to those complex topics, because that ultimately led you to some sort of confusion, and then you are not able to clarify what you're willing to write. So as a beginner, just read, go slow. Hello?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so I am just saying that to just read, go slow, and be ready with your concepts and analyze it properly. Use more and more references, go for more and more case laws. And that's how you develop, because these skills you'll gain via experience only. Nothing, no books, no courses, nothing can teach you the skill of writing unless you practice it more and more.
Okay. So, ma'am, my next question is that what are the fundamentals of legal writing? Like, that's what the topic is all about.
That depends, there is a basically few, I'll say a few principles which we say that there are fundamentals of legal writing. So it's very important for you to first analyze a subject, that what exactly you're willing to write, which subject you're looking to write. There should be a proper selection of your topic. Like if you are willing to write something in criminal law, so you should be very well versed with all the 3 criminal major acts. Then if you're choosing a topic, then you must know what are the sections and the provisions involved in it. Your introduction, while you're introducing any of the topic, must show and highlight what you're actually intending to show in your article. Usually the introduction we receive are full of facts which doesn't connect later on with the article. So your introduction must be proper. You should be very clear with the body of your article, that what all points you wish to include, what, and have a reader's perspective. See, we read a lot of articles, we read a lot of journals. It's very important for you to have a reader's perspective, that what kind of article you wish to read is the same thing you have to write it. So use a proper language, give references, proper references, from authentic sources. Be very careful about the footnotes which you are referring. Try to incorporate case laws, support your arguments with all the latest case laws, I'll say, because that is somewhat shows your skills and your research, that how much well versed and updated you are in the field of law, that you're referring all these latest case laws with yourself. Try to quote relevant books and references. That would help you, because if you're choosing in the academic topic, then more and more commentaries, journals, books will help you. If you're choosing any contemporary, I'll say a typical technical topic, so that should be supported by relevant case laws. And later on, in the end, don't forget to analyze your topic, because what makes your research or what makes your article stand out from others is your personal understanding about the topic, what you have understood, what you have taken out of it, what you have find out, what is your finding about the topic. So it's very important for you to have an analytical approach, analyze the topic. If there is any loophole, then support your arguments with relevant resource and authentic information. So that is what is very important, that you should be very much original and analytical with your piece. I always say that we should always look for our original thoughts. Any of the article, any of the publisher is not looking for anything which is already there in the books. We all look for original ideas and thoughts, and more research and detailing of it. Over to you, Sonali.
Okay, ma'am. So my next question is that many people write on the same legal topic. So what makes your research paper better than others, like stand before them?
As I have mentioned, that the originality of your article makes you stand out of the bunch. If there is one or more article on the same topic, we prefer those which are very articulated, but also we choose with something, there is something new in it. We are not looking for the provisions, we are not looking for the just compilation of the bare acts or the provisions supported by few case laws and the final conclusion that you used to write in your answers. When you are writing an examination, you write it in your answers. But if you say you're writing a research paper, so we look out for originality more and more. For example, in LIBLO, we always mention that we are looking for an original article or an original piece of work which brings out something new from the subject and a very well analytical sort. In a very well analysis or a very well analytic approach has been adopted. Nowadays, I can see that we have started a columns process where we are publishing daily articles from all of them. So some of the law students have developed such a well researched, such a well analysis of those topics that their articles are far more better than few of the counsels or few of the advocates we research, because that is ultimately it's learning. It is not confined to any particular field, age or anything, but when you have the understanding of the topic, so there's something new which can be brought out in any of the article. Your own thoughts must be something which always stand out from the others. So only the paraphrasing or just rephrasing the facts won't help you to get your article stand out from others. It's your own original thoughts and the articulation of the facts which will help you in sailing away from others. Over to you, Sonali. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
You may proceed with the next question.
Okay, so my next question is that what publisher want in your research paper?
Any publication, any journal or portal, always look for a well-researched original piece from an author. The article must always have a balanced opinion and must reflect original views. The author must always confine to the subject and must have a clarity on its thoughts. The headings, the subheadings must be well defined and must highlight the crucial points which are dealt in the article. The language is very important, as nowadays I can see that students use very heavy vocab. They used to quote a lot of maxims, they used to quote a lot of jargons which is not relevant in all sense, because every time you cannot quote a maxim or a phrase which is not required. And there is a principle to know, there is a principle which we follow, that is know your audience. So if you are writing for students like you, or if you're writing to your counterparts, so it's very important for you to keep the language as much simple as you can. Avoid using all these flowery language and don't drag or exaggerate the irrelevant facts which is not even related to the article. The case and the references used in the article must come from very authentic sources, especially your casing. If you're citing any case law, so it should come from a very relevant or an authentic source. And also the contemporary part of the judgment, that it is not something that you have quoted a case from 2005 which has been overruled later in 2018 and you don't know about it. So there should be an updation and there should be authentic relevance involved in your research paper, and any research paper which is supported by authentic facts and relevant case laws are always appreciated. Over to you, Sonali.
Okay, so my next question is that is there any particular approach which is required to make legal writing more effective?
Particular approach. by approach, I'll say that be very clear what you're writing. There is no approach, I'll say, as such, but there are certain rules which needs to be followed by all, which you may have read in various other sources as well as we follow. That there should be an accuracy in your legal research. That whatever your findings are must be supported by some authentic sources. You must have an accuracy in your legal analysis as well. You must be knowing and you must be aware of the purpose for what you're writing, because the writing should not be just for namesake or just for any publication or to get a certificate or get your articles published in any journal, because you must understand that your views are reaching out to a number of people from your own field. So that somewhat builds a credibility in your stream. So you should be very well aware and of the purpose of your writing, and you should write according to your audience. You should find out your niche target, that what kind of audience you are targeting, what kind of people you are catering. There should be a proper format which we have, which all of you must have been taught in your colleges also. You read it as well, and legal citations must be very specifically followed. There should be a procedural context, and you should highlight if you're dealing with any technical topics. So if there is a remedies available related to a particular, you're dealing with a law which has a procedure and its remedies. So you should focus specifically on each of the topic. Try to deal each and every topic using headings and subheadings. That is what demarcates your article from an essay. Because an essay you start from first paragraph till the end without any heading or subheading, and that's just a plain reading. But if you're writing an article, you should have headings, subheadings, bullet points to highlight your points and what exactly you wish to highlight from your articles. So have a proper formatting, which is equally important as per se related to the body of the text. I'll prefer more and more formatting also, which would, if there are a number of articles, a publisher should refer your article on the basis of the points which you have highlighted in your articles. Then there is some sort of decency, I'll say, should be maintained while you're using the language. You should not write something which goes to the contempt of the code. You should not write something to diminish or defame any organization. Have a very clarity or a very positive approach in your writing, because if you're pointing out any fault or anything, so you should come up with a remedy also.
Okay. So now we are requesting our attendees if they have any question regarding the topic. So kindly send your question in the chat box. So we are taking a question from one of our attendees. Her name is Swati Mukherjee, and she asked that what is the difference between legal writing and legal blog?
Legal writing and legal blog. See, legal writing covers everything. Legal writing in which you can say that legal writing involves legal research papers, columns, article. A legal blog is somewhat you have collected your articles and published at a common platform on a digital platform. So nowadays blogs are in trend, that people are writing their articles and making a blog to just collect their articles and show it to people. And it's a very convenient way, like Livelog started from a blog to a portal, and many of them, all the leading portals, you can see that have started their journey from blogs only. So these are legal blog and legal writing are two very different things. Like blog is a digitalization form of your articles where you can write your thoughts, express your thoughts. But legal writing somewhat includes legal articles, legal essays, case comments, and drafting, everything which involves into the legal field. So it comes into legal writing.
Okay, so our next question is from one of our attendee, Akash. He asked in a research paper, if the topic has a very wide scope, is it necessary to mention every subtopic, or we can elaborate it?
Focus. That's why it's very important to choose your topic wisely. I suggest that if you're choosing a very vast topic, so pick out something out of it. That if you're trying to deal an entire topic, so the length of the article will increase, and it ultimately disinterest your audience, because every one of us are not having that much time to read a lengthy article. Apart if it's an academic one. So if you are writing on an exhaustive or a very lengthy topic, so try to cover the essential provisions, the essential topics only, and rest you can mention it in the form of bullet points. You can make a pie chart, you can use certain diagrams to highlight the important points, and then you can proceed further. There is no point of dragging all the provisions, because even if you are mentioning, or for example, if you are writing against any private defense or something like that, so instead of defining each and every provision, it's better you highlight the important ones in which you have done your research, you are supporting by case laws, and in which you are having a less content, or if you are you'd have it, you just a very simple content which can be easily read by the provisions language and it does not require any further explanation. You can quote it, or you can give a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can mention all those provisions and write it.
Okay, so next question is from Subhashkar, and he writes that what is the fundamental and general aspect of drafting?
I'm not into litigation, but yes, you should deal with when you're drafting what we have read, and you should deal with facts, not the law. You should be very much concise in your topic. The facts must not be like a story. It should be pinpoint and up to the mark. So that is what something very important when you are drafting. I'm not a lawyer, so I won't be able to help you with all the technicalities of legal drafting. But yes, those 4 principles which has been taught while legal drafting, that use facts, not state facts, not law. Your facts should be concise. It's there. I'm not the correct person to answer on legal drafting as per se in view of litigation or something.
Okay. So next question is from Sakshi Suneja, and she asked that how to select an eye-catching topic for a legal research.
This is a myth. There is nothing as eye-catchy topic. Every topic in law has its own relevance. So you can design your headings, you can design your subheadings in an attractive manner, but every legal topic has its own relevance and it's catchy. It has its own audience. Every topic of law, I don't understand why this is a myth amongst all that eye-catchy topics or very appealing topics or very topic of interest. Every facet of law, every provision, every section has its own relevance. It's solely up to you how you present it. Your writing should be catchy, your writing should be appealing, attractive, which will force the author to publish an article, or which should be interesting in your reading. So there is nothing as eye-catchy, but you should choose your topic wisely while you're selecting a particular topic in which you can give out your best. You can express it in your best possible manner.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is from Swati Mukherjee, and she asked, how can we improve our legal writing?
Read more. To improve your legal writing, you have to read more and more, because that is what important. That's what legal research is all about. That you have read a number of books, you have read a number of content, and then you're articulating your thoughts. A very limited information or a very limited grasp on the topic will clearly indicate in an article that you must be knowing a certain portion. Apart from that, you missed out certain points. It's very important for you to read out more to write well. Read more and write well. That is the only simple thing which needs to be followed by all. Read more and more, research more and more, try to analyze each and every possible aspect of it. Take help of internet, read books, cases. I always focus on cases because that is very important. So read cases, read more and more cases, and that will help you.
Okay,
your
so
reading will ultimately help you in writing well.
Okay. Okay, so our next question is from Arpan Acharyaji, and he asked that what is the proper procedure to write an legal article?
It's very important, as I've mentioned earlier also, it's very important to select a proper topic, then read on it. Try to note out the points which you wish to highlight in your article. Try to find out something new out of it, what in your perspective should be highlighted in all the best possible manner in your article. So choose your topic wisely, articulate it well, prepare a body, prepare a synopsis in which you can include and all the necessary points for writing. Then find out the cases which you can quote, find out the references which you can quote. Then try to give a valid conclusion along with an analytical approach. I always say, why am I focusing analysis, conclusion? Because it's very important to have your original thought if you're dealing a non-academic or something which is a contemporary topic of law, because everyone wish to read out your thoughts. Why you're submitting an article? You are bringing out a new point, or you're bringing out a new, I'll say a new concept or new point. It's very much important. So try to bring out more and more research and try to make a proper body, give suitable headings, try to refer more and more cases and give a valid conclusion. Each and every heading or paragraph of an article must be connected well with each other. There shouldn't be a broken link and you have started from somewhere, you end up in writing something else. That won't help you, because that would be very tough for publisher to publish, but that won't help you anywhere if the article is not well designed. So make a complete body, link each and every I'll say heading, link each and every topic of your article and prepare a complete in a story form. I'll say, if you're dealing with any topic, make it complete. Don't left it in the end just to complete the article. You have mentioned something and finish it off. Just try to make it perfect from the end till the beginning. It should be connected. There should be connectivity in the topic which will bind your readers.
Okay, ma'am. So we are having a last question, and this question is from Ahika, and she asked that what are some good platforms to get your paper or legal article published?
All the law journals nowadays, there are a lot of law journals. SCC also provides a journal. There are various famous journals, I say, on constitutional law. It depends from subject to subject. There are different subjects. There are specifically journals for that. So it's completely up to your choice, whichever journal you're willing to. Like we, as for Live Law, I can say that we also invite columns from the law students as well. Nowadays, we have started this system where you can submit your articles at columns@livelaw.in, where we will be publishing your article once it gets approved from editorial board. So there are various portals as well. You can submit your articles in SCCs, in blogs, various journals are there, ICJ. There are very national laws have also started their centers for dealing with specific topics, and they usually call for papers. Nowadays, the scope is very much for you. Just you have to keep yourself updated more and more to have all these details that where you can submit your articles.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And now I request our Honorable Chairperson, Youth Parliament Society, Dr. Rajat Sharma sir, to give the vote of thanks. So kindly unmute yourself. Thank you, sir.
Sonali, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Honorable Dean, Law College, Dehradun, and officiating the Vice Chancellor of Uttaranchal University, Professor Dr. Rajesh Bahuguna, sir. Honorable Principal, Law College, Dehradun, Professor Dr. Poonam Rawat, ma'am. Today's session guest lecturer, Ms. Sukriti Singh, Chief Administrative Officer, Live Law. Dear participants, my dear organizing team of Youth Parliament Society, consisting of Mr. Sahil Thakur, President, Ms. Somi Sharma, Vice President of Youth Parliament Society, organizing team or coordinators. Today, after the successful completion of this second session of national webinar on career awareness in legal gloom, I take this privilege and honored to extend warm thanks to all those who have contributed. Further, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Honorable Chancellor Sir for allowing us to organize this event. We are grateful to Honorable Dean Sir, Professor Dr. Rajesh Bahuguna, for his continuous motivation and support throughout this event. We are also grateful to Honorable Principal, Law College Dehradun, Professor Dr. Poonam Rawat ma'am, for her continuous guidance, support, and motivation. We are also thankful to Youth Bar Association of India for their technical support. Talking on this conversation and very interactive session with Ms. Sukriti Singh, I would like to say that it was extremely informative, very concise and precise description of the fundamentals of legal writing. See, we all know that advocacy is one of such profession which requires all the three aspects of expressions of human being. One, it includes the reasoning power of every human being, which makes us different from all other beings on this universe. This is the only thing which makes us human. So after reasoning, the second aspect is your expression, your communication skills, your presentation, your persuasive power, and third includes your writing skills. And that is why this topic on writing, fundamentals of legal writing, today's topic was indeed a very interactive one. There were a number of certain questions were taken, and I would like to conclude by the observations taken from the words of Ms. Sukriti Singh. These were like one should be original enough in order to be at par, in order to acquire the good writing skills. One needs to be original. Now, how one can be original? One needs to have all the reasons, all the justifications. Further, how one can enhance one's writing skills? It includes writing well and writing more and more. We all know that, as said by Ms. Sukriti Singh, that there are a number of contents available nowadays. We can have access to number of books, online videos, or number of contents are available on internet. We can have it on the push of our fingers. And secondly, after reading, after watching different videos, we should, whoever interested in writing certain skills, blogs, we should be able to make notes on those contents. Otherwise, just by watching something, just by reading something, one will not be able to come up with his own ideas, or one will not be able to memorize all those things. So in order to develop those original ideas and thoughts, one should do well research on a particular topic. That too we can do by reading a lot of content, and then by analyzing those contents and by putting it into our notes. Secondly, there were certain things I would like to conclude. Certain other things, as discussed by Sukriti Singh, like one should not exaggerate things. Keep things as simple as you can. It should be relevant. It should be concise, precise. The meaning must be clear. You must be able to make meaning clear to the audience or your readers. Otherwise, it is of no use of using certain very exemplary or idioms or dictums or certain other very heavy words if it is not clear or relevant to the topic. There are certain other topics or certain other aspects of legal writing which were discussed, but the lawyers need to know fundamentals of writing and drafting their plays or drafting their litigations. Those who are interested to move or work in or to make their career in litigation, they must know drafting legal documents. That is one of the important aspects of it. So we need to work upon it. The lawyers, as said by our Honorable Dean, sir, the budding lawyers, or when one takes admission in the law colleges, its learning process starts from that particular stage only. It is not that after 5 years or you start working upon your writing skills. It starts from the very first day you enter in the law college. So for developing these skills, one needs to start practicing, start analyzing, start reading from that stage only. Then only after 5 years or a completion of 5 years, one will be able to write good blogs, or one may able to excel in the field of litigation. Otherwise, it will be very difficult after completion of 5 years, and then you will start writing or drafting. You will not be able to be a good advocate after completion of, if you start practicing after 5 years of your law course. So one should start reading at the very first step only. You have 5 years time period through which you can study well, you can research well, you can analyze the thoughts of other persons, and then you need to come up with your original ideas, your original views. Not taking much of time, I would like to thank once again Ms. Sukriti Singh, Chief Administrative Officer, Live Law, for accepting our invitation within this short span of time very graciously. We look forward for your association with our institution further. We are really very thankful. The whole team of Youth Parliament Society welcomes you, thanks you to this occasion. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the participants as well. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Hello. I'm asking a question for you. Hello.
Okay, okay.
Sir, I'm in here from Delhi.
Sorry, ma'am, we can't take your questions. So thank you so much for joining us for the session. And we all wish you all stay safe at your home and during this pandemic time. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.